Have you ever felt a pounding headache, blamed it on stress or migraine, and never once thought about your jaw? Here's the surprising part. Sometimes what feels like a migraine may be connected to tension, pain, or dysfunction around the jaw joint. That joint is called the TMJ, and when it becomes irritated, tight, or overworked, it can create a chain reaction that spreads pain into the temples, face, neck, and head. So who should care about this? Anyone who wakes up with jaw soreness, clicks while chewing, clenches during stress, or gets headaches that seem to come out of nowhere. What makes this tricky is that TMJ-related pain and migraine can overlap, and that overlap confuses a lot of people. When does it usually show up? Often during busy, stressful, sleep-deprived days or after long hours of clenching. Where does it hurt? Near the jaw, ear, temple, and sometimes behind the eyes. Today, we're breaking down what TMJ migraine headache really means, why it happens, and how to know when your jaw may be part of the story. First, let's clear up one very common misunderstanding. People often say, "I have TMJ." But TMJ is actually the joint itself, the temporomandibular joint, located just in front of each ear. The real problem is usually called TMD, or temporomandibular disorder. So what is it? It's a group of conditions that affect the jaw joint, the muscles that move your jaw, or both. Why does that matter for headaches? Because when this area is irritated, the surrounding muscles and nerves can become tense and painful, and that pain may spread upward into the temples and face. Who tends to notice it first? People who clench, grind, chew gum a lot, feel stress in their jaw, or hear clicking and popping when they open their mouth. When do symptoms show up? Sometimes during chewing, sometimes after waking up, and sometimes after a long day of tension. Where is the discomfort usually felt? Around the jaw, ear, temple, and even the neck. And how does this connect to migraine? Not every TMJ problem causes migraine, but TMJ-related pain can trigger, worsen, or mimic certain headache patterns. Now let's talk about the symptoms, because this is where people get confused. What does a TMJ-related headache usually feel like? Many people describe aching or pressure near the temple, soreness in the jaw, pain around the ear, tightness in the face, or discomfort that gets worse when chewing, talking a lot, or opening the mouth wide. You might also notice clicking, popping, limited jaw movement, or even jaw locking. But here's where it gets tricky. Migraine can bring severe head pain too, along with nausea, sensitivity to light, sensitivity to sound, and sometimes visual changes called aura. So who gets confused most often? People whose temple pain and jaw pain happen together. When should you suspect overlap? When headaches seem to show up after clenching, poor sleep, stress, or painful chewing. Where do you feel the difference? TMJ problems often call attention to the jaw and temple area, while migraine often brings a broader neurologic pattern like throbbing pain, light sensitivity, or feeling sick. How can you tell which one is leading the problem? Start by noticing whether jaw movement changes the pain. That clue matters more than most people realize. So why can the jaw become part of a headache story in the first place? The answer is often a mix, not just one thing. What are the common triggers? Teeth grinding, jaw clenching, stress, poor sleep, joint strain, injury to the face or head, arthritis, and sometimes wear and tear inside the joint. For some people, even chewing tough foods all day or constantly biting nails can keep the jaw muscles overworked. Who is more likely to notice flare-ups? People under stress, people who wake up with tight jaws, and people whose symptoms get worse after long days of tension. When do flare-ups often happen? Early in the morning after nighttime grinding or late in the day when the muscles are exhausted. Where does the tension build first? Usually in the jaw muscles. Then it can spread into the temples, cheeks, neck, and scalp. How does that become a headache? Tight muscles and irritated joints can amplify pain signals. And in someone already prone to migraine, that extra pain load may trigger a bigger attack. That's why fixing the jaw piece can sometimes reduce the head pain piece too. At this point, you may be asking, how do I know whether this is TMJ headache, migraine, or both? Start with 6 simple questions. Who gets the pain most often? Is it you after stressful days, poor sleep, or jaw clenching? What does the pain feel like? Aching pressure near the jaw and temple, or throbbing pain with nausea and light sensitivity? When does it start? After chewing, waking up, yawning, or opening your mouth wide? Where is it strongest? Right near the jaw joint, around the ear, or more deeply in the head? Why does it matter? Because the pattern helps point to the source. And how can you test it at home safely? Notice whether touching the jaw muscles, chewing, or opening wide makes the pain worse. Also notice whether migraine-style symptoms show up, such as feeling sick, needing a dark room, or being bothered by sound. One more clue: if you wake up with a tired jaw and a temple headache, clenching may be involved. But if the pain is severe, frequent, unusual, or changing, don't self-diagnose forever. A dentist, doctor, or headache specialist can help sort out what's driving what. So what can actually help if your symptoms seem connected to the jaw? Start simple. Eat softer foods for a while, avoid chewing gum, don't open your mouth extra wide, and try to notice when you clench during stress. Gentle self-care, better sleep, relaxation, and professional guidance may calm things down. Some people benefit from physical therapy for the jaw, pain relief strategies, or a mouth guard when recommended by a qualified clinician. The key word is recommended because not every treatment is right for every person. If migraine symptoms are part of the picture, tracking triggers, getting medical advice, and using the right treatment plan matters too. Now, when should you stop guessing and get checked? If the pain keeps returning, your jaw locks, your mouth opening becomes limited, or the headaches are getting stronger or more frequent, it's time for evaluation. And when is it urgent? A sudden explosive headache after a serious head injury, confusion, weakness, fainting, or vision loss needs emergency attention. Your body gives clues. The smart move is listening before the pain gets louder. Before we finish, let's bring it all together. If you've been dealing with a TMJ migraine headache pattern, the biggest takeaway is this: don't ignore what your jaw is trying to tell you. Who should remember this most? Anyone with temple pain, jaw soreness, clicking, clenching, or headaches that seem to repeat without a clear reason. What should you do next? Pay attention to patterns. Notice whether jaw movement changes the pain and seek professional help if symptoms persist or worsen. When should you act fast? If you ever get a sudden severe headache, weakness, confusion, fainting, vision changes, or a headache after a serious head injury, get urgent medical care right away. Where does real progress start? With awareness, not guessing. Why does that matter? Because the right diagnosis can save you time, frustration, and unnecessary suffering. How do you move forward? One step at a time, with smart observation and proper care. And a quick reminder, this video is for education only and is not a substitute for personal medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and leave a comment with your questions, experience, or suggestions for the next video.